Welcome to another episode of Effing the Ineffable. I'm Lonnie Milbus. Today, following up on a post I made online, I quoted from Liber 65 by Aleister Crowley, Liber Condis Cincti Serpente, Sub Figura Adonai. That's the name of the title of the book. It's a holy book. It's Class A. For those familiar with the Lema and the AA, you'll know what that means. But I wanted to just read the whole chapter here in this place. I think reading it verbally, starting to explore how doing that can provide insights into interpretations just from the inflections and the not so word specific non-lexical clues that can come from just someone's personal interpretation through their mannerisms and their inflections. So I would like to read it. Probably going to do this for the 3 days of the writing of the Book of the Law as well. We'll see. But anyway, without further ado, I'd like to read this. Again, this is by Aleister Crowley. Any of my listeners who are not familiar with the Lema or Aleister Crowley, there are plenty of resources out there to help you find out what's being talked about. Essentially, this book is it's 5 chapters, and each chapter relates to a specific element. So there's an elemental kind of context to all of it, but the overarching theme, which is existent in every chapter, is from the perspective of that element, or using contents from those elemental ideas. It's an aspirant to the holy guardian angel, or to Adonai perspective. So it's prayer and adoration from the perspective above what they call the abyss. In say Vedantic language, above the abyss would be God realized being, the enlightenment that it stays as a natural state, so that everything is seen from that perspective. But from that perspective, from above the abyss, anyhow, it's this particular holy book is the finite realizing its nature as the infinite. And yeah, I guess I can pretty much end the explanation there. That should be good enough for now. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to partially read. I had this memorized for almost 20 years. Well, I might be pushing it, 14, 15 years. And so I won't be reading a whole lot, but just use some refreshers here. If there's any pause, I'm reading it off of a computer. Usually if I see the first word in a line, I'm good. But yeah, so I'll try to infuse this with my interpretation as much as I can. I hope you enjoy, and I'll start reading now. Chapter 3. Verily and Amen. I passed through the deep sea, and by the rivers of running water that abound therein, and I came unto the land of no desire, wherein was a white unicorn with a silver collar, whereon was graven the aphorism, Linea viridis gerata universa. Then the word of Adonai came unto me by the mouth of the Magister mine, saying, O heart that art girt about with the coils of the old serpent, lift up thyself unto the mountain of initiation. But I remembered, yea, Than, yea, Theli, yea, Lilith. These 3 were about me from of old, for they are one. Beautiful wast thou, O Lilith, thou serpent woman. Thou wast lithe and delicious to the taste, and thy perfume was of musk mingled with ambergris. Close didst thou cling with thy coils unto the heart, and it was as the joy of all the spring. But I beheld in thee a certain taint, even in that wherein I delighted. I beheld in thee the taint of thy father the ape, of thy grandsire the blind worm of slime. I gazed upon the crystal of the future, and I saw the horror of the end of thee. Further, I destroyed the time past, and the time to come, had I not the power of the sand-glass. But in the very hour I beheld corruption. Then I said, O my beloved, O Lord Adonai, I pray thee to loosen the coils of the serpent. But she was closed fast upon me, so that my force was stayed in its inception. Also I prayed unto the elephant god, the Lord of beginnings, who breaketh down obstruction. These gods came right quickly to mine aid. I beheld them, I joined myself unto them, I was lost in their vastness. Then I beheld myself compassed about with the infinite circle of emerald that encloseth the universe. O snake of emerald, thou hast no time past, no time to come. Verily thou art not. Thou art delicious beyond all taste and touch. Thou art not to be beheld for glory. Thy voice is beyond the speech and the silence and the speech therein. And thy perfume is of pure ambergris that is not weighed against the finest gold of the fine gold. Also thy coils are of infinite range. The heart that thou dost encircle is an universal heart. I and me and mine were sitting with lutes in the marketplace of the great city, the city of the violets and the roses. The night fell and the music of the lutes was stilled. The tempest arose and the music of the lutes was stilled. The hour passed and the music of the lutes was stilled. But thou art eternity and space. Thou art matter and motion, and thou art the negation of all these things, for there is no symbol of thee. If I say, Come up upon the mountains, the celestial waters flow at my word, but thou art the water beyond the waters. The red three-angled heart hath been set up in thy shrine, for the priests despised equally the shrine and the god. Yet all the while thou wast hidden therein, as the Lord of silence is hidden in the buds of the lotus. Thou art Sebek, the crocodile against Asar. Thou art Mati, the slayer in the deep. Thou art Typhon, the wrath of the elements. O thou who transcendest the forces in their concourse and cohesion, in their death and their disruption, thou art Python, the terrible serpent about the end of all things. I turned me about thrice in every way, and always I came at the last unto thee. Many things I beheld, mediate and immediate, but beholding them no more, I beheld thee. Come thou, O beloved one, O Lord God of the universe, O vast one, O minute one, I am thy beloved. All day I sing of thy delight. All night I delight in thy song. There is no other day or night than this. Thou art beyond the day and the night. I am thyself, O my Maker, my Master, my Mate. I am like the little red dog that sitteth upon the knees of the unknown. Thou hast brought me into great delight. Thou hast given me of thy flesh to eat, and of thy blood for an offering of intoxication. Thou hast fastened the fangs of eternity in my soul, and the poison of the infinite hath consumed me utterly. I am become like a luscious devil of Italy, a fair strong woman with worn cheeks eaten out with hunger for kisses. She hath played the harlot in divers palaces. She hath given her body to the beasts. She hath slain her kinsfolk with strong venom of toads. She hath been scourged with many rods. She hath been broken in pieces upon the wheel. The hands of the hangman have bound her unto it. The fountains of water have been loosed upon her. She hath struggled with exceeding torment. She hath burst in sunder with the weight of the waters. She hath sunk into the awful sea. So am I, O Adonai, my Lord, and such are the waters of thine intolerable essence. So am I, O Adonai, my beloved, and thou hast burst me utterly in sunder. I am shed out like spilt blood upon the mountains. The ravens of dispersion have borne me utterly away. Therefore is the seal unloosed that guarded the 8th abyss. Therefore is the vast sea as a veil. Therefore is there a rending asunder of all things. Yea, also verily thou art the cool still water of the wizard fount. I have bathed in thee, and lost me in thy stillness. That which went in as a brave boy of beautiful limbs cometh forth as a maiden, as a little child for perfection. O thou light and delight, ravish me away into the milky ocean of the stars. O thou, son of a light transcending mother, blessed be thy name, and the name of thy name throughout the ages. Behold, I am a butterfly at the source of creation. Let me die before the hour, falling dead into thine infinite stream. Also the stream of the stars floweth ever majestical unto the abode. Bear me away upon the bosom of Nuit. This is the world of the waters of Mayim. This is the bitter water that becometh sweet. Thou art beautiful and bitter, O Golden One, O my Lord Adonai, O thou abyss of sapphire. I follow thee, and the waters of death fight strenuously against me. I pass unto the waters beyond death and beyond life. How shall I answer the foolish man? In no way shall he come to the identity of thee. But I am the fool that heeded not the play of the magician. Me doth the woman of the mysteries instruct in vain. I have burst the bonds of love, and of power, and of worship. Therefore is the eagle made one with the man, and the gallows of infamy dance with the fruit of the just. I have descended, O my darling, into the black shining waters, and I have plucked thee forth as a black pearl of infinite preciousness. I have gone down, O my God, into the abyss of the all, and I have found thee in the midst, under the guise of no thing. But as thou art the last, thou art also the next, and as the next do I reveal thee to the multitude. They that ever desire thee shall obtain thee, even at the end of their desire. Glorious, glorious, glorious art thou, O my lover supernal, O self of myself. For I have found thee alike in the me and the thee. There is no difference, O my beautiful, my desirable one. In the one and the many have I found thee. Yea, I have found thee.